Well, I don't need to welcome you. You already know where you are at the Poor People's Campaign Presidential Candidates Forum. And you all know, of course, this is a part of the Moral Action Congress, a part of 3 days that will culminate in congressional testimony by members and leaders of the Poor People's Campaign before a subcommittee of the House Budget Committee. So as Bishop Barber has said, the point of this forum is to hear ideas of these presidential candidates that can translate into action, that can translate into policy on behalf of the 140 million Americans who are either poor or low income. Now, notably, this will be a rare forum at which presidential candidates in any year are speaking specifically about issues of poverty. This is not something that comes up enough in presidential forums. So this is a very, very important event. Now, I will be serving as your moderator, which means I'm also in charge of the time. So I'm just going to give this message out to the presidential candidates. Each candidate will have 4 minutes, not 4 minutes and 3 seconds, not 4 minutes and 1 second, 4 minutes exactly to give an opening statement. After that opening statement, they will take a question, both from Bishop Barber and from Reverend Dr. Liz Theoharis. Then they will take a question from a member of this audience. This audience is composed of people who are uniquely affected by issues related to poverty or who are fighting on behalf of those who are. So it's very important that those audience members get their questions answered. And my job is to make sure that happens. Just in case a candidate decides, rather than maybe specifically answering, to maybe stray off into their some speech, I will help them stray back to the answer to the question. And when you hear a candidate coming up to the stage, you're going to hear this music. Can we play that? Here, cue the music. Uh-oh. Our well-oiled machine here. Okay, the music is going to be cued. While that music is cueing, we got it? Okay. When you hear that, candidate is on their way. Okay, you can cut that. Then the candidate will have 27 minutes of Q&A with both Reverend Dr. Theoharis and Bishop Barber and myself and this member of the audience. And then when the time is up, when the timekeeper who is sitting right here with the iPad, the high technology in front of me, when the time is up at exactly 27 minutes into each candidate's time, they will hear this song. Does anybody know that song? What's that song? What is it? That's the OJs. Got to give the people what? Give the people what they want. And the second time the candidate hears that song, what the people want is for them to stop talking because it is over. It is time for the next candidate to come up. All right, so now without further ado, I'm going to bring up Bishop William Barber and Reverend Dr. Liz Theoharis of the Poor People's Campaign. They will come up now. And as they walk up, I'm going to remind everyone this is live streaming on MSNBC.com. Hopefully before you turned your phones off, you let all your friends and family know so people can tune in. All right, I'm going to hand the microphone over to Dr. Theoharis, who has a few words.
Good afternoon. So my name is Reverend Dr. Liz Theoharis. Can you turn this up? All right, we got it. My name is Reverend Dr. Liz Theoharis, and I am very honored to be here with everybody as the co-chair of the Poor People's Campaign, a national call for moral revival. And as we know, we've been traveling around this country and organizing in 40 states across the country. We know that there are 140 million people who are poor and low income, 15 million families that can't afford water, 62 million workers who are working for less than a living wage. We know that we have fewer voting rights today than we did 54 years ago. We know that pollution is killing today and tomorrow. And we know it doesn't have to be this way. So we have come together here at this forum to make sure that the issues that determine our lives, the homelessness, the lack of health care, the problems around wages, our failing schools, The fact that we have hookworm reemerging and other tropical diseases reemerging, these are the issues that have to be in our public discourse. We have organized this forum to be able to shed light on the realities and pose questions, challenges to those who want to be our elected officials about how are they going to fully and immediately help us to resolve these problems. I'm going to turn it to Reverend Dr. William J. Barber II, who has some things to say to us as well.
First of all, let's welcome Joy Reid here today. And we may have some big announcements about mobilizing later on. Now, I'm one of the pastors in the room that they keep saying bishop, so I'm going to be bishop for a second. Before we go any further, I'm going to set a few things in order on live TV. I need the theomusicologist on the chair back there with the sound man, because that ain't the right song, brother. No, it ain't. You ain't got it till I hear you. No, let me hear it. That's the right song. That's right. You go back there. That's right. Now, I need the time lady that's showing when they got their 4 minutes sitting right here. I want a chair right here in the middle. We don't want any mistakes when the 4 minutes. And Brother Soundman, we love you, but if you make a mistake, we're going to fire you. Are you coordinated with that sound, that time? Do you have a time? Well, y'all need to get that together. That's not my job. You need to know when 4 minutes is. All right, let's get that together, Fred, because we don't want any glitches. Because 4 minutes, we want to hear tick, 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 tick. When they come on stage, we want to hear tick, 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 and then we want to say, got to give the... That's right, they vote. All right, let's get that together. Now, we want everybody, again, to be seated for safety reasons, mostly for hearing reasons. This is a forum. Everybody say forum. Forum. And the whole purpose of that is to hear, but not just in this room. This is being live streamed around the world, around the nation. The first goal of this campaign is to shift the narrative. Because if you're not in the narrative, you're never going to be in the policies. If you're not in the narrative. And we know for too long, the narrative around poverty and race has been removed, not even talked about in the public square. Except sometimes people blame the poor for their poverty, and then others say that this kind of neoliberalism that the middle classes, you've helped the middle class or the working class, then that's gonna fix everything. And we know neither one of those is the truth. We are gathered here today, and I'm being very particular in what I say. We're gathered here today because we believe that the policy of government should, in fact, listen to the moral standard of we the people, and that the establishment of justice, providing for the common defense, promoting the general welfare, ensuring domestic tranquility, ensuring that everybody has life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, ensuring that the poor and the immigrant and the sick are at the center of public policy is not some far-off idea. It is at the heart and the center of what a nation that's concerned and claims to be framed around all issues should be focused on. So we in the nation, all of you that are listening, we are gathered here, and I want you to read these off, to be very clear. There are 140 million. We are trying to fix it, George, so nobody else will ever say there's just 30-some million poor people. There are 140 million poor and low-wealth people in this country. 39 million children. 21 million people over 65. 65 million men. In the year of the woman, 74 million women. 38 million Latino, 8 million Asian, 2.1 million Native, 66 million white people, 26 million African American. Poverty spans every race, creed, color, and sexual orientation. And there once was this lie that poverty was just an issue of black people and brown people. The reality is the concentration of poverty is highest among people of color. But the raw numbers of poverty, there are 40 million more white people living in poverty than there are African Americans. And all of those numbers combined makes up 43.5% of this nation. Not 30, not 23, but almost half of this nation. And any nation that ignores half of its people is in a moral and economic crisis that is constitutionally inconsistent, economically insane, and morally indefensible. And that's why we want these candidates that we invited from both sides of the aisle, including the White House, to come here and speak to these issues. God bless you.
And 9 candidates answered that call, so we're going to jump right into the forum, and we're going to start with our first candidate to come and address this forum and answer your questions today. And let's please give a warm welcome to former Vice President Joe Biden.